Hey, what's up, guys? Got a great question from Austin Kirkwood today, and he asked another question that I have for you, Coach. Does lifting/weight play a big role in pitching velocity? Now, I'm going to answer this question not from a pitching velocity standpoint, just from a baseball standpoint, because I think it's beneficial to both the position player and the pitcher for velocity. Okay. So first of all, let's take the first part of the question. Does lifting play a big role in velocity, throwing velocity? Yes, has a very big role in that. Now, I know there's a lot of guys who don't believe in lifting. You hear guys like, you don't want to lift a lot of weight. You're going to get too big. You're going to get too restricted. And that's true. That is true. You don't want to do too much. You don't want to overdo it. You want to maintain your flexibility and your mobility. That is very, very, very important. But you got to get those big lifts in, like squatting, right? Squatting, deadlifts, getting stronger, especially the lower body, right? I did a lot of maintenance stuff for my upper body, but getting that lower body stronger is very important. And mixing that in with plyometrics and sprints, explosive training, all this I put into my Pitching 365.2 is a year-long pitching program. I'll leave a link down below if you're interested in that. But all of those lifts and those exercises are very beneficial to throwing velocity, because the stronger you are, let's put it this way. I remember in high school when I first started, lifting and doing squats and stuff. And I remember just feeling like so much more powerful and explosive. I used to be able to touch the net on the basketball hoop, right? And then I started doing squats. I could grab the rim. And then shortly after that, within like a month, I was dunking the basketball, right? And I was like, wow, squats are amazing. That was like my first taste of like the super benefit of what squats can do, right? And there was a lot of guys on my baseball team, they weren't going as hard in the gym as I was. And there was no one on my baseball team that I know of. Well, maybe one or two guys on the high school team that could, grab the rim. There might have been one other guy that could dunk on the baseball team, but I'm telling you, squats are beneficial. And it's funny that, I realized it from dunking a basketball, because there now have been studies that show that vertical jump directly relates to pitching velocity. Like the higher you can jump, the faster you can pitch, right? Now, that's not always true, but they show that guys who tend to jump higher tend to pitch faster, right? So it's crazy. And that, for me, all came from the squats, right? Explosive training, plyometric. I was big on plyometrics. My dad always had me doing plyometric stuff. Like he was always in the house when I was young, growing up, jumping over boxes and stuff as part of his workout. So I, of course, implemented that when I started lifting and working out. So that was huge for me. And then sprints also as well. Just being an explosive athlete is going to translate into throwing velocity, right? The more force that you can create, the more force production that you have, the stronger your legs are, the more powerful your legs are, that you can start creating energy from the ground and transfer it through your body and then be fast and get it out your fingertips. Obviously, the faster you're going to throw. So it's super, super important. Lifting is super, super important to throwing velocity. Again, with that being said, what I've seen some guys do is get too crazy and they start to be like bodybuilder-ish, and then they get too tight, right? Now, it's okay to really get aggressive in there. You want to be aggressive. You want to be strong, right? But you also want to maintain your flexibility and your mobility. So make sure you're doing a lot of stretching, a lot of mobility stuff, just to make sure you're staying, loose, so that you can throw the ball and go through those movements, full range of motion in the pitching delivery, right? You don't want to be tight, alligator arm, and throwing real short, right? Stay loose, stay fluid, stay mobile, get your stretching, get your mobility in. Now, the second part of the question was weight, like your weight, your body weight. Does that play a big role in pitching velocity or throwing velocity? Now, I'm going to say yes and no, meaning, obviously, I could say the heavier the better, but obviously if you're getting too heavy, you're going to be sloppy and you're going to be moving slow, right? So it's not just the heavier the better. What I say is you want to find your best playing weight, right? So whether you're a position player or a pitcher, you want to find the weight that feels best to you or produces the best results for you, right? So for me, I usually pitched from high school until the end of my pro career. I was from 215 to 250. Like that was my window, right? The skinniest I could get would be 215. And the heaviest that I ever got was 250, right? And I'd say about 235, 240 was my best pitching weight. Like I was more towards the heavier end of the spectrum of my weight gain and loss. I was more towards the end of the spectrum when I was throwing faster, right? So that was my best playing weight. Like I didn't feel too heavy to where I was moving slow, but I wasn't so light that I was losing some for lack of better term, losing some ass on the pitch, right? I had my full energy, right? My full potential into the pitch. I had a lot going down the mound, but I still felt explosive, right? Because there's that tipping point where you get too heavy and then you're not moving as well, right? So really the answer that I'm going to give you is to find the best playing weight for yourself, and for everybody it's different. Some guys might feel better and move better lighter, right? You see there's a lot of MLB pitchers who are not very heavy, but then you got guys who are like, you're like, does this guy even work out? He's like, big and fat, but he pitches really well, So you got to find your playing weight. There's not a specific answer to that. That's why I said yes and no, but it's all about finding what works best for you and just paying attention to it over your career. Like, ooh, man, this year I did really well. I was throwing really fast. And you know what? When I came back this year, I was like 10 pounds lighter, So think about that. Pay attention to it and find your best playing weight. But definitely, no matter what, get in the gym, because I know there's guys out there who are like, I don't want to get in the gym. I don't want to get too tight. And there's some misinformation out there, I believe, that, people are saying that pitchers shouldn't be lifting that much. And, I just think that's false. You want to get in there and bust your butt. You're not, if you're just, I don't know. For me, it does not make sense. You have to get in there. You have to get stronger. You have to be able to generate force. And the way to do that is to get stronger, get more explosive, do those heavy lifts, those squats, deadlifts, focus on plyometrics, do your sprints, be explosive, be an athlete. That's how you throw fast. That's how I did it. So anyway, I hope that answered your question. Leave a comment down below. If you have a question, if it's a good one, I'll answer it here on video. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed, do all that good stuff. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks.